For some of y'all to be sticking around as long as y'all have, and I know I have a lot of silent supporters, like a lot of people that tune in and watch the show that never comment, right? For some of y'all to be sticking around and watching on a regular basis and year after year, you still dusty. I'm not going to take responsibility for that because you have to make your own life choices. You got to really want to level up. Like, you got to wake up and say, you know what? I just want to be a different person. And this is not even me going off. This is not even me ranting. This is just a real life conversation. Like, don't y'all wake up sometimes and be like, man, I want to be better? Like, do you still want to just be? And I don't want to paint a vivid picture because I'm good at that. I could talk about, you riding around with no license, no insurance, and all of that stuff. But at some point, don't you be like, man, I want more for myself instead of whining and complaining and sad that somebody else is rich and stuff. Like, do y'all ever like when I went out to Miami, right? And I lived in Miami during the pandemic for like 4 months. And I was doing really, really, really well for myself. I mean, I was doing incredibly well. I had been significantly wealthy according to hood standards. I was certainly in the millions, several million up. Net worth was booming and exploding. And when I rode down to go over from Miami to Miami Beach, and you leave Biscayne and you drive over and you're driving over to Miami Beach and you see this big black boat. Now you thought I was gonna say something else. I got that in my pants. You see this big black boat, and it's a super yacht. It's a super yacht. And it just gave me some motivation like I've never seen before. I didn't look at that and say, you know what, these rich people, they just get on my nerves. I wonder how many products they had to sell to get that boat. I never felt like that. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, when I lived in Miami for the 4 months, I almost felt at home. I almost felt at home because when I went over to the design district or when I was over on Brickell and stuff like that, and the cars that I drive here that y'all love me for is normal there. That then gave me more motivation. And when I seen people and I see people moving and shaking and doing their thing, I was thinking to myself, it's time to turn it up. It's time to level up. And that's why it's important for you to get out of your comfort zone and to get out and see the world and experience things when you usually live in a downtown environment. For a lot of y'all, shout out to all of the super chats. I'm definitely gonna be reading those shortly. You seen that same Yada Rise? When you live in a downtown area, it changes you because when you go outside, and this is the difference between living in a city and living in the suburbs. When you go outside, you realize that, you know what, I got some work to do on myself. People are putting their effort in, they working, they moving, they it's usually a lot of biking, it's a lot of exercising. People are walking around, they got on their Sunday's best as far as like, they got on they they dress shoes and their dress boots, and the women are putting in the effort and they do their hair and they usually go to the gym before or after they go out to their jobs or whatever meetings that they got going on. And you see content creators and you see businesses going up, and people are really putting their best foot forward. You become a part of your environment, and so that's one of the reasons why it's important and why I will probably always have a place right in the heart of the city, because it gives you more motivation and inspiration because everybody is fit. Everybody take care of business. If you go to Miami, you might be a hot 4 or 5 to them in Miami, but in your small suburban town, you was a 9 or a 10. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a bad thing. It's not to say that you're inferior, but it tells you that you can't be content and you got to continue to push. You got to continue to, motivate yourself. And I don't mean that everybody is a good person or nothing, but what I am saying is that you got to find your inspiration. You got to find a thing that pushes you. You got to find the people and surround yourself with people, not just because you've been with them for a long time, but people that'll push you to be the best version of yourself. That's what the goal is of what I do. Whether I'm trying to motivate you and getting on you and saying that you're being a little bit too dusty, or I'm trying to, inspire you by showing you the results and the receipts You can't take everything to be negative. You can't be dusty and have that dusty mindset. And everything that somebody says, it's not inspirational, it's not motivational. And it's probably just because you've been in your circle too long and you're surrounded by people that are just like you. What I found is that people that got that hater mentality, they hang around people that got a hater mentality. People that have a hater mentality hang around and they're inspired by other people that got that same sentiment. Same thing. And it's being passed on and they sharing it with each other. And if any one of them ever get out of line and they say, you know what, I want to do something different, the other haters is gonna rein them in and they gonna convince them, hey man, you're not no better than nobody else. Who you think you are? Let's rein it in. I don't want to be around that type of energy. I don't want those type of people around me. I don't need that in my life. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm going, I don't need that. I want something better for myself. I want something better for the people that's around me. I don't want to be in a space where everybody keep talking about, oh man, you know what? You need to make sure that you street smart. I don't want to be street smart no more. I want to be corporate thugging. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be in the meetings with the hood. Listen, we got enough soul food restaurants. We got enough black churches on every single corner. We got enough car washes. We got enough laundromats. We got enough. You know what I'm saying? We got to. You have you ever tried to think about a startup that's much more? You know what I'm saying? That'll change the world. We got enough ATM machine coin operators. We have enough Amazon workers. We got more than enough. We got enough of those. Like you can be more than just opening up a hood spot. You can be more than just being a pastor of a church. You could be more than I want to buy a laundromat and be a coin machine. We have enough beauty salons. We got enough people selling hair. We got enough barbershops. We got enough of those. We got enough of all of the hood dreams. We got enough rappers. We got enough football players. We got enough liquor stores. We got enough mobile car washes. We got enough of all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, have you ever dreamed bigger? Have you ever had anybody that motivated you to be even more than whatever it is that you what? Yeah, we got enough day clubs and enough night spots, and we got enough bottles and enough sections in a club. Like, you ain't never been around nobody. I was talking to a guy today, honest to God, honest to God. I went downstairs to go and get my hot chocolate because I usually drink tea or hot chocolate. And I went downstairs, and a guy that sit next to me at the game, and one of the reasons why you want to get those type of tickets and stuff like that is because you network effectively. So the guy that's sitting next to me at the game is the same guy that built my building. He built this building and he's building the hotel space, him and his investor group. And they were inviting me to come into the meetings because they wanted to see where I could fit in and all of this and stuff like that. And so we having these conversations, right? And I said, yeah, man. So I see they working hard and they working on New Year's Eve and stuff like that. He said, yeah. He said, let me tell you, Anton, what's going on. And this is why you want to be in the know because, you know, I could put you in touch with this guy and I could put you in touch with this guy. I said, what's going on? He said, you know why they working on New Year's Eve? He said, you know why they work almost every single day except for the major holidays? I said, what? He said, because we got all of this type of business coming into Detroit. So we got to be done by, you know, the end of 2026 with this hotel because if you've seen that AC hotel that just got built on Woodward, the reason is because we got the Final Four coming to Detroit in 2027 and we got to have the kinks worked out on this and we got to have this done and we got to have this done and so on and so forth. And I said, oh, okay. I said, so where do I fit in this? Because it's important because I got the biggest voice in the city. And he said, okay. So listen, let me show you something. And I did this and this. And so the Michigan GOP is doing this. And so the conversations are different. The conversations are different. We're talking about expanding footprint and where you fit in and where I fit in and how we can work together. Those are the type of conversations that we need to be being a part of. But because we keep on, we such haters. We are such haters. We are such haters. we hate when another one of you in the culture is doing well. We hate progress. We hate for somebody else to be winning. Instead of you saying, how could I be a part of that team? Where can I add value at? We say, see, y'all making another man rich. What? Like, ain't you tired of that? You know what I'm saying? Ain't you tired of that? You're not tired of that eat because that eats you alive. That when you go to sleep at night, you don't feel good when you wake up in the morning and you got that hater mentality. You want to see somebody break up. You want to see somebody being going to jail. You want to see somebody's business closed. You want to see somebody get deplatformed. You want a sense of free speech. You just want all the negative things. You know what I'm saying? You ain't never asked like, "Hey man, how did you get there?" You got to fix you because it's and let me just say this last thing. You being negative is not going to stop anybody else from getting richer. You being negative is not going to slow down any other opportunities from the people. Winners win. Winners win. They figure it out. It doesn't stop anything from anybody. It just teaches them how to avoid certain types of people so that they don't have them in it creates a better filter. You moving the way that you move is not going to stop you from not being able to retire when you get older and being a greeter at Walmart. Winners win. Winners it doesn't slow down the movement. All you doing is shooting yourself in the foot and preventing yourself from being even more successful. Got to clear the way. Got to clear the way. Eliminate that stuff. Listen, the haters not going to hear it, but maybe one of them we can pull out of the dust mites. But let me say this. This is really a message for the people that have an abundance mindset that need to divest themselves from people that have this negative mentality. I'm not speaking to them. I'm giving you the blueprint of how to identify the people that you need to get out of your sphere so that you can elevate to the next level. Somebody always crying, somebody always whining, they always talking about woe is me and all of that. Man, get out of that. Get away from them type of people. They will drag your spirit down. They will slow you down. They will have you feeling sad all day long because for some reason they can't get it together. Get away from that negative spirit. You're going to be successful anyway, but you can expedite the process by eliminating and letting them be dusty and go and lean on somebody else and take all of their vigor, take all of the. If somebody is always sad, it's always something wrong with them. It's always, they ain't never been able to do nothing for nobody else in a positive way, but they always me. Get away from that spirit. They have broken more people and you next. You next for the price is right to be up on a broken spirit list. Get away from that. Ain't nothing in it. Ain't no money in it. Ain't no success in it. Some of the people y'all hate the most, they just keep winning and keep winning and keep winning. I hate the Kardashians. Facts. They toxic as hell, but for some reason they keep winning. How they keep winning? They get more hate and more negative press than anybody else I'd have never seen. But some reason, I keep seeing Skims boxes going out the door. Skims here, Skims there. They got a new business. They got a new show. Y'all keep tuning in to hate watch and they just running up the bag. They don't care. They don't even read comments. They don't see you. They don't see you. Next year is a year of abundance. Abundant mentality, abundant love, abundant relationships, abundant blessings, abundant money. Let's run it up.